What's up, crypto enthusiasts? Welcome back to Wise Staking. Today we get to talk about one of my favorite parts about the Wise system, and that is the unbreakable price floor. So this is something unheard of, especially for a cryptocurrency that can go up in price, because the two examples I'm about to show you of things that have a price floor are actually stable coins. They can't go up in price, they're pegged. So these two are pegged to $1. First of all, let's look at Tether. If Tether were to drop in price, you could take that Tether and trade it in for $1. It is literally backed by $1 each. So that's what creates a price floor. There's an asset backing the cryptocurrency, some type of money backing that cryptocurrency that gives it a price floor. Similar situation with DAI, except that DAI uses other cryptocurrencies to peg it to $1. It over collateralizes, and then if any of those cryptocurrencies are dropping in price and it looks imminent that it would be worth less than $1, it auctions off those cryptocurrencies before it gets to that point, ensuring that DAI is always pegged to $1. So if something has a price floor, there's usually some type of system or an asset backing it to that desired price. But these are stable coins and not very interesting. Like, you can invest in DAI and Tether, it's not going to be worth $2 down the road. Wise could be, because Wise is a cryptocurrency that can go up in price. And we have achieved something that pretty much no other cryptocurrencies like us have achieved, and that is creating a price floor. The way we create it has to do with how we are creating ownerless liquidity on Uniswap. So if you're not familiar with our launch, during our launch, we sell half our supply. And so these are the auction days right here. You can see there's about 5 million Wise available per day. There's 50 days. That's 250 million Wise available. And then every single day we auction it off. You can see it started off low. This was the lowest day right here at 500 Ethereum, and it's gone up significantly since then. So that means that all the Wise in the system, there is half of it here, and then we take that Ethereum that's being raised. Here's the key right here. So other projects take that money for themselves. We're using over 90% of that Ethereum to create the liquidity on Uniswap. We pair it with another 250 million of Wise right here, and then that completes the system right here. So we've got half the supply being sold during the 50 days that are happening right now, the other half of the supply paired with the Ethereum that people sent in to buy it. And then in the same transaction where our contract creates this liquidity pool, it also burns the Uni LP tokens, or the keys to that liquidity, in the same transaction, meaning that it can never be removed. And this is the act here that actually backs cryptocurrencies, because any other markets, the market liquidity is owned by somebody. They can remove it. They can remove the orders in the order book, so they can remove the liquidity pool on Uniswap. But what we're doing is we are locking up all that money for forever. It cannot be removed, which means that this 60,000 Ethereum, or however much we end up raising, is actually backing our entire project, because at any point in time, the 250 million that was bought by all the investors can be sold, and they could get Ethereum back. And so the very last person to get his Ethereum back, the very last person to sell, the price that he got for his Ethereum for selling Wise is the price floor. And yes, of course, after it's on the market, people can buy, but that means that they're adding more to the pot of Ethereum. It's still the same thing. So we're going to analyze it right upon listing. How would it look like? And since we are not on Uniswap yet, because it's not December 31st yet, we're going to go ahead and analyze the Uniswap Ethereum pool. So the Uniswap Ethereum pair of liquidity on Uniswap is over $60 million, so comparable to what we're going to do. You can see that there is 8,427,560, and then almost 60,000 Ethereum. So that's half the value in Ethereum and half the value in Uni. So in this analogy, that 8.4 million is going to represent the 250 million Wise on Uniswap. So let's take that 8,427,560 and bring it over here. So 8,427,560. So here we can see if, now this is Ys in our analogy. So if we sold all the Ys immediately, if all the investors sold everything, then the price impact would be, first of all, 50%, meaning that 50% of the Ethereum would be removed. You can see it start off with 60,000 Ethereum, and now we're getting 30,000 Ethereum back if everybody sold. So half the Ethereum would remain on Uniswap, and nobody would be able to get it because everybody already sold their Ys. It would just be sitting there waiting, and the slippage would be 50%. So an average slippage between everybody who sold, it would be 50% less than listed price, and the price would have gone down 75%. So for instance, the first person to sell would get almost no slippage at all. They'd get all their money back, like whatever it was listed at, then they would get their money back. However, the very last person to sell would be the person that got only 25% of the value that Uniswap listed at. So what does Uniswap list at? It lists at the average price paid over all 50 days, because remember, we are selling 250 million of Ys over 50 days, and then we're putting that Ethereum with another 250 million Ys. So that means that it's the average price over all 50 days. So there's another dynamic here, because some people got it cheaper than average price at 500 right here. Now the average price is sitting at over 1,000, 1,500. So let's say the average price over 50 days turns out to be 1,000 Ethereum per day, and you got in on day 2, and all your investment is in on day 2. You got in at 500. That means you got twice as good a value. So already you have already 2x your money by the time it is listed on Uniswap. And so even though the price on Uniswap can go down 75%, you already 2x your money. And so that means the most you could lose is 50%. But that's only if you're the very, very last person to cash out on Uniswap and everybody cashes out. So understand, first of all, these are hypothetical scenarios. Everyone is not going to cash out their Ys, and also there's going to be a lot of people actually buying Ys in January, and as this project goes on, marketing, referrals, etc. What's actually going to be happening is the price is going to be going up very fast. However, I'm just showing you the worst case scenario to prove to you that it's impossible to lose all your money with Ys, because we actually do have a price floor. So the price you get, the price you pay for your Ys in relation to the average price, whether you got better or worse, is going to affect this, because if you got in at a better than average price, then the most you could lose is going to be less than 25%. And it would be impossible maybe for you to get less than 30% of your money back, or 50% of your money back, as I've shown you if you got in on day 2. So it really depends on how you are on the average price. And so that's why I've advised everybody to spread out their Ethereum over all the days, because that ensures they get the average price, and that's basically makes it impossible for you to lose more than 75% of your money in the worst case scenario, where most likely you'll be getting all or very close to all of your money back. So that's how that works, and I want to show you one more dynamic, because there's two things at play here. Because Wise does have inflation, which means it prints 4% extra supply per year, and that does dilute the price, because that is more in the system that can drain more Ethereum off of Uniswap. However, there's a counterplay to that device, because we have 4% inflation. However, we have fees on Uniswap. So this is the cool thing about ownerless liquidity, because in a regular scenario, all this Uni/ETH, somebody owns that liquidity, they can take it away, and they're going to be collecting those fees. But because we are putting it on Uniswap and then throwing away the keys, and it's ownerless, all the transaction fees just get rolled back up, and it just makes the value bigger and bigger and bigger. It will be more and more and more Ethereum over time. So if you look at transaction fees on Uniswap, it's going to be way more than 4% per year. So we have 4% inflation, but we're getting way more than 4% more value per year. We're getting probably anywhere between 10 and 20% value per year from transaction fees on Uniswap. So this is really, really interesting because it means that the price floor actually raises every single day. So it's going to start out, we're going to start out with a price floor that is going to be at, 75% lower in price than whatever Uniswap lists for, which is the average price paid over all 50 days. But that 75% lower price is going to be raising every single day as transaction fees go on. So the reason why this is amazing is because decades down the road, let's say the world is already onboarded to crypto, there isn't massive gains to be had anymore. It's just regular gains. Maybe you're only making 10, 15, 20% per year staking wise. Well, just the transaction fees alone at that point will be raising the price floor and increasing the value for everyone, so that even if we plateau in users at that point, even if we plateau in users, the transaction fees will continue to provide us value. So I hope this made things clear to you guys, and I hope you're excited about the amazing value that's created when you create ownerless liquidity. No one else is doing this. You won't find another crypto like this. They're too greedy. They want to take that money for themselves. But Wise is doing that because we know that this is the way to onboard the world to crypto. So smash the like button if you like this video, and don't forget to comment and subscribe as well. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end, and I will see you in the next video.